5 research methodology and data analysis। इस तृतीय सत्र के
सर कसबे सर यू आर ऑडियो सर तुमचा जरा आवाज कमी सर जरा जवळ घेता का मोबाईल हेडफोन कनेक्ट करता
हेडफोन माझ्यासोबत तर नाही आता पण मी जरा मोठ्याने बोलतो।
ओके सर प्लीज रिपीट।
हाँ मैं मोठ्याने बोलतो। इस तृतीय सत्र के विशेषज्ञ हैं डॉक्टर P.S. काम्बले सर जी और उनका विषय है प्रिपरेशन ऑफ रिसर्च प्रपोजल। मुझ पर महाविद्यालय ने जिम्मेदारी सौंप दी है कि सर जी के बारे में संक्षिप्तता के साथ मैं उनका परिचय दे दूं। ये अर्थशास्त्र विभाग में प्रोफेसर हैं। सर जी का पूरा नाम प्रकाश शंकर कामले जी है। 2016 से 2019 तक सर जी ने शिवाजी विश्वविद्यालय कोल्हापुर के अर्थशास्त्र विभाग में विभागाध्यक्ष के पद पर काम किया है। शोध कार्य में एनवायरमेंटल और रिसर्च अर्थशास्त्र तथा पब्लिक अर्थशास्त्र आदि में सर की विशेषता रही है। आज तक सर जी ने बीटेक, MBA, MSc, MJC, MCOM, MEd, UPSC, CMP, MPSC तथा UPSC, नेट और सेट की परीक्षाओं में विशेषज्ञ के रूप में सर जी अपने व्याख्यान देते आ रहे हैं। सर जी के प्रकाशित शोध निबंधों की संख्या जो है वह संख्या सुनकर भी मुझे भी थोड़ा सा आश्चर्य हुआ था कि सर जी कितना कुछ काम कर रहे हैं। सर जी के शोध आलेखों की संख्या जो है वह संख्या 348 है, करीब 350 से मान लीजिए, जिसमें से अंतर्राष्ट्रीय 67 है, राष्ट्रीय 97 है, 97, राज्य स्तरीय स्तर पर के 45 रिसर्च पेपर प्रकाशित हो चुके हैं और प्रोसीडिंग में 34 है। समाचार पत्रों में आज तक सर जी ने कई आलेख लिखे हुए हैं जिनकी संख्या 105 है। ई कंटेंट डेवलपमेंट सर जी के 20 हैं और सर जी ने कुल बुक्स जो है, कुल किताबें जो है, उन किताबों की संख्या सर जी के नाम पर 42 किताबों की संख्या है। रिसर्च क्वालिटी इंडेक्स में गूगल स्कॉलर की दृष्टि से 154 का आंकड़ा सामने आ जाता है। एज इंडेक्स की दृष्टि से भी देखा तो 5 है, i10 इंडेक्स 2 है, रिसर्च गेट RG स्कोर 9 है, साइटेशन 35 है, एच इंडेक्स 3 है। सर जी ने अब तक 2 मेजर शोध प्रकल्प पूरे किए हैं, मतलब एक पूरा हो गया है और दूसरा ऑनगोइंग है, शुरू है। राष्ट्रीय अंतर्राष्ट्रीय संगोष्ठियों में सर जी ने अब तक कुल 357 पेपर प्रेजेंट किए हुए हैं। अंतर्राष्ट्रीय संगोष्ठी के वास्ते सर जी जापान और मलेशिया की यात्रा कर चुके हैं। नवंबर 2015 में सर जापान गए थे, टोक्यो में। नवंबर 2016 में सर जी मलेशिया से होकर आए। अब तक सर जी को कई सम्मान प्राप्त हो चुके हैं, कई पुरस्कार उन्हें मिले हुए हैं और खासतौर पर मैं कहूँगा कि रिसर्च के रूप में उनका सम्मान हो चुका है, जिसमें उदाहरण के तौर पर मैं बताना चाहूँगा बेस्ट टीचर पेपर के रूप में धनंजय राव गाडगे प्राइज उन्हें मिला हुआ है शिवाजी विश्वविद्यालय का। प्रोफेसर VS दांडेकर प्राइज शिवाजी विश्वविद्यालय का ही है। इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस मलेशिया यूनिवर्सिटी में भी सर जी को बेस्ट रिसर्च पेपर के रूप में उनका सम्मान किया गया था। कुल सर जी की सेवा जो है वह सेवा 32 वर्षों से लगातार सर इस सेवा में हैं। मैं सभी प्रतिभागियों का अधिक समय न लेते हुए अपने संक्षिप्त परिचय को पूर्ण विराम चिन्ह लगा देता हूं। धन्यवाद। जय महाराष्ट्र, जय भारत।
Sir, Kamble sir, please.
Am I audible?
Yes sir, yes sir.
Thank you very much at the very outset. I must thank Principal SGM College, coordinators of this faculty development program. I must refer to Dr. A.K. Patil, who was instrumental in bringing me to this very important occasion. I am also thankful to all participants because I could get an opportunity to interact with them. So far as my session is concerned, I will try to deliver the various issues and aspects relating to preparing a research proposal. And I am expecting my session should be interactive. More and more questions and queries should be asked so that more interaction will take place. And supplementary to that, my session should be very live. It should not be one way or one-sided. That is what I am expecting. Now, talking about preparing a research paper, may I request organizers to allow me to present my presentation?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay. Yes. Is it visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Just I will make slideshow so that. Okay. It is clear? Slide is clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's clear.
Okay. Thank you very much because the number of participants is really it's significant and really it's a very substantial participation that I have seen so far as such programs is concerned. And really the credit goes to organizers. SGM College is one of the very reputed college in the jurisdiction of Shivaji University, Kolhapur. Supplementary to that, all the qualitative criteria relating to research and teaching is of a higher level, and consequently it is an autonomous college. I have got a lot of opportunities to visit this college and deliver lectures and participate in academic activities that has been organized by this very reputed college. Thank you very much, SGM College, for providing me an opportunity. Now, talking about today's lecture, the topic which is given to me is preparing a research proposal. And when I say it is a research proposal, that can be for MPhil, that can be for PhD, that can be for a research project as well. That doesn't mean research proposal for all the same, for all the categories or for all the levels is the same. That is not the case. A little bit difference can be there. So far as scope is concerned, for PhD it can be more, having more scope. For MPhil, a little bit lower, lesser scope can be there. And a little bit difference can we find in a research project because that's a policy of a different funding agency. For ICSSR, it might be different. For UGC, it might be different. For other fund granting agencies, it might be different. But in general, the crux of my lecture is how to prepare a proposal. A little bit difference can be there. There is not much difference so far as research proposal for MPhil and PhD is concerned. There is a only point of distinction, that is scope. A little bit scope is more for PhD proposal or PhD research. And for MPhil research, a little bit lower scope is there so far as the topic of research is concerned. And research project, some differences can be there. That depends upon to which agency you are submitting your proposal, that is there. Now, secondly, so far as my lecture is concerned, basically it is divided into 3 to 4 sections. Already Manoj Kumar, I listened to him, had touched upon some of the issues. But as the part of background preparation, I will a little bit try to touch upon what research is, and then I shall proceed further how to prepare a research proposal. And what can be parts, what can be ingredients so far as preparing a research proposal is concerned. And supplementary to that, lastly, I am expecting number of questions and queries so that my session will be more interactive, more discussion, two-way discussion that will take place. Now, beginning with what is meant by research. And some of the definitions that I have chosen, my intention is to explain before you what the meaning of the term research is. Advanced Learner's Dictionary of English that talks about what research is. And while talking about it says, it is a careful investigation or inquiry. It is a careful investigation or inquiry through search for your new facts to be identified, new facts to be searched, and that activity of inquiry investigation, in simple words, is known as research according to Advanced Learners Dictionary of English. Now, in very simple words, Redmond and Morey try to define the term research. And according to them, it is a systematized effort to gain new knowledge, gaining a new knowledge which was not known to us, which was unknown to us. And when we get, after a particular effort or particular attempt that we have carried out, that we have done, that phenomenon, that activity, that concept is known as research according to Redmond and Morey. A very comprehensive definition is given by Woody of the term research. And he tries to enlist what is there in the research, what it is required to be carried out, what it is required to be done so far as undertaking a research and carrying out the research, completing the research is to be concerned. And Woody says, research is defining the problem, redefining the problem, formulating the hypothesis, suggesting the solutions, collecting the data, organizing and evaluating the data, making deductions, reaching conclusions, testing conclusions. The sum totality of that is known as research. That whatever activities which are necessary to be done, whatever activities which are necessary to be carried out, all those have been incorporated in the research, and all those comprise of defining of a problem, redefining of a problem, formulating hypothesis, suggesting solutions, collecting data, organizing data, evaluating data, making deductions, data analysis, drawing conclusions, testing hypothesis. The sum totality of that is known as research according to Woody's definition of research. Now, I will quickly touch upon why research is required, why we should carry out the research, why our intention is to participate or involve in research. All of us know development of the any economy, social development, economic development depends upon the research. And it is therefore those countries which are developed in research, their socio-economic development is greater and significantly higher. And for that reason, it is obligated, it is necessary to participate in research, number one. Secondly, when we participate in research, we get acquainted with the logical thinking. Logic is one of the very important ingredients of the research. It's very important part of the research. And when we involve, when we participate in research, we get acquainted with the habit of logical thinking. And in logical thinking, there is no place and space for the traditions, blind beliefs, or other which are what we should say unscientific things that is there, and it is therefore the research is required. Next is any government policy is formulated on the basis of inputs provided by the research. Any policy, monetary policy, trade policy, development policy, agriculture policy, international policy, whatever may be that, education policy, all those are formulated based on the inputs which are provided by the researchers. It is not prepared in vague or in space, what we call it as a baseless. That policy doesn't have any baseless argument or baseless formation. And it is therefore for the formulation of any policy, trade, agriculture, monetary, fiscal, whatever may be that, inputs are required. And those inputs are provided by the researcher, by the research those have carried out, and therefore research is required. Now, as economic development policy is concerned, economic development policy exclusively depends upon the economic research those have been carried out. Maybe in agriculture, maybe in industry, maybe in trade, maybe in public finance, maybe in bank finance, maybe in cooperation, whatever means that. All economic development policies are formulated based on the research that is carried out, based on the advice that is given, based on the inputs those are provided by the research and the research those have carried out. And it is therefore research is of crucial importance, it is of vital importance, it is of great importance. Next is decision making by the government, decision making by the representatives of the people, decision making by the departments of the government. their decisions depend upon the basis of the research. They cannot make a vague statement. They cannot propose a vague statements because they should have base. They should have foundation. And the foundation is exclusively based on the research those have carried out, maybe relating to poverty, maybe inequality, maybe unemployment, maybe regional disparities, whatever may be the problem. What research have been carried out, based on that only, decision making is enabled by the government departments, by the ministries, by the representatives of the people. Their decision making depends upon what we call it as a research based, and therefore it is necessary. Next is solving of the socio-economic problems, poverty, inequality, then trade deficit, devaluation of the rupee, fluctuations in the rate of exchange. What type of currency system should be for India? Any socio-economic, education is there, health is there, water supply is there, sanitation is there, housing is there. All these socio-economic problems can be tackled based on what suggestions and recommendations have been given by the researchers. There is possibility of little bit change. Others also can be considered, no doubt about that. But unless and until the base is the research, we are not in a position to tackle this problem. Nowadays, environmental problems are there: air pollution, water pollution, waste management, liquid waste management, recycling. Number of problems are there in the environment area as well. And those can be solved, those can be tackled based on the research those have been carried out in environment, in economics, in sociology, in political science, etc., etc. And therefore, the research is very necessary. Next is social relationships, relationship between owner and labor, relationship between employee and employer, relationship among the people in the society as a whole. That can be also affected by the research that has been carried out, because that research gives us guide how we should behave, what relations we should have, what should be the relationship across the social groups, what should be the relationship between government and the people, what should be the relationship in the society among the people in the society as a whole. All that has been affected and influenced greatly by the research that has been carried out, the suggestions those have been given by, the recommendations those have been given, and it is therefore that of the crucial importance. Next is degrees. MA is there, MPhil is there, Ph.D. is there, MSc is there. MA, MSc by research is there, MPhil by research is there, Ph.D. by research is there. And unless and until we carry out the research, we carry out a dissertation, we carry out a project, we complete a thesis, we are not in a position to get research degrees. That is MA, MSc by research, MPhil by research, Ph.D. by research, and therefore for that fulfillment also there is a need for, there is a necessity of carrying out research that is there. Nextly, research is also source of livelihood. When you complete research, you might be doctorate, you might be MPhil degree holder, you might be MA, MSc by research degree holder, and that can be one of the criteria. That can be one of the criteria for getting you employment opportunities. And when you get employment opportunities based on the research that you have carried out, or the degree that you have obtained based on the research that you have done, that can be a source of livelihood. That can be a means of livelihood, and it is therefore, it is of greater importance, it is of crucial importance to carry out research. Then next thing is that new ideas, new thoughts, we call advances, we call updates, that we get, it is because of the research. What is there in microeconomics, what is there in international economics, what is going on in education, what is going on in health, that we can understand. Then and then only when we carry out research or others carry out the research, and therefore research is required. Then theories, theory generalization, propounding of the theories, development of the theories, that also depends upon what we call it as a research, and it is therefore research is of crucial importance. And we being teachers, we being researchers, we being students, research carrying out is very much necessary. It is of crucial importance, and it is therefore research is necessary to be undertaken. Research is necessary to be carried out. We should involve, we must participate in research that is there. Thus, till this moment, what I did is I placed before you what is the concept of research, and why it is necessary, why it is our participation, our involvement is very much required in the research activity that is to be carried out. Now moving towards my important topic, that is preparing a research proposal. Already I have mentioned that proposal can be for a MPhil degree, MPhil program, that can be for PhD program, that can be for a research proposal to be sent for getting or seeking financial assistance or research funding. So far as any research proposal is concerned, it is basically divided into 11 parts. Any research proposal for MPhil program or MPhil degree, PhD program or PhD degree, or a research project for seeking research grant, it is basically divided into 11 parts. Number 1 is introduction. Number 2 is review of research studies or review of research literature. Third is statement of the research problem. Nowadays also we are incorporating research questions. Statement of the research problems. We are also incorporating research questions in the statement of problem or in the hypothesis. Then research methodology, then objectives of research, then hypothesis. Nowadays we are also including research questions in the hypothesis part. Then chapter scheme, then importance of your research, significance of your research, limitations of research, what limitations are there, what weaknesses are there, what drawbacks are there, what deficiencies are there, so far as the research that you have carried out or you are going to carry out, that is to be necessary to be mentioned. And what is further area of research? What are the areas those are missed out? Those have been missed out and on which we can concentrate on research in the further area of research. That further area of research is also necessary to be mentioned here. And references. When you prepare a proposal, what references you have taken? Because review of literature is there, review of research literature is there. So what references you have carried out? What research relating to your topic, those have been carried out by others, have been cited in your research proposal. You have incorporated in your research proposal. That also requires to be mentioned, and it is therefore all references that you have used, all citations, their references are necessary to mention. This is 11 parts. 11 parts of the research proposal: introduction, review of research studies or research literature, statement of the research problem and research questions, research methodology, objectives of the research, hypothesis of the research. It also includes research questions,